Hello and welcome to our very first video blog, or vlog as they call it in the modern world. We just wanted to introduce you to ourselves first in case you don't know us. My name is Kat.
I'm Beck.
And we're here for our first vlog to talk about oily skin.
Oily skin.
Because we are both blessed. Let's go with blessed.
Yeah, I like that.
Blessed with sebum-rich skin. And what we wanted to do was bring you the challenges we faced growing up.
Yes.
And the tips and tricks we found along the way.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful, wouldn't it? How we manage our oily complexions.
Yeah, that's helped us and hopefully helps you. So if you are someone who suffered with combination to oily, really, isn't it?
Yes.
You've got slightly similar but slightly different skins. So we'll explain how they differ in a minute. Challenges of the past, why we get this sebum-rich skin.
Yeah.
How our journey has panned out over the years, and share some of those tips with you to see if it'll help you as well. So I'm really hoping you're going to enjoy this new style. We enjoy doing it, don't we?
We do. I think it's new for us, isn't it?
It's new for us. So do put in the comments below any advice you've got for us if we're doing it wrong. But
we're not vloggers yet, are we?
No. Hopefully it'll work and you'll get some value out of it. Enjoy
having a chat with us.
Having our chat. Yeah. So let's kick off with explaining what our differences are in our skin. So you go first, Beck. Tell us your skin type.
So my skin type, I would say, is true combination. Oily, T-zone, very greasy, especially when I was younger. Oil, shiny, with the drier cheeks at times. Also do experience a bit of slight rosacea on my cheeks, especially as I spend a lot of time outside, and also noticeable when I've had a glass of wine or two.
That's what we all like to do with that.
Yeah. So I'm sort of learning to manage the oil and the dryness at the same time, and my skin is closed pores, which is different to yours, isn't it, Kath?
I don't know if that's an unusual thing with an oilier skin type to have a closed pore, but that's I'm sort of quite envious of that, because I'm exactly this as well. I'm very similar to Beck in that I have the oily skin which is exacerbated in different conditions. So if it's hot, it gets worse, this kind of thing. But I've had the open pore, so for me growing up, my challenges were blackheads and spots, my whole mission then would become trying to get rid of them and trying to cover them and hiding away. I mean, I don't know about how it affected your confidence growing up, but it definitely did affect me in that way.
Yes, I mean, we're so conscious of how we look when we're younger and growing up, and puberty makes it 10 times worse. I think more than 10 times probably, isn't it? The production of sebum. So obviously as a teenager I was very oily, greasy, I'd probably say, and always conscious that my skin needed to be cleaned because it looks so greasy and oily.
And it makes you feel horrible.
It makes you feel horrible. And I grew up in the 90s where the look was very matte. The look was very matte, so that didn't work at all with my skin type. So I find that I wanted to wear makeup, but it always seemed to look so great on my peers, whereas on me it would just slide down my face, slip off, and then I'd just be trying to put more on, caking my already pale face in very pale powder, and it was just really difficult to manage, I found.
And I just felt like I wanted to hide myself. You know what it's like when you're young, you think the whole world revolves around you, and all people care about is what you look like. So I just felt people were staring at me the whole time. If I had a spot, I just wouldn't want to look at people because I would just feel so embarrassed and nervous about how I look.
Definitely. You always use your hair, don't you, to cover up? I always had my long, trying to shield my face almost because didn't want people to see your skin.
It's hard enough growing up as it is, isn't it?
Really, it's difficult.
So I suppose let's just talk a little bit about why is it that we are blessed with this sebum richness.
I love the blessed kind.
And give you a little visual here. This is a really helpful see it there, really helpful diagram showing you inside the top layer of the skin and where the sebum glands actually are. And whether you're more oily or not is predominantly determined by your genetics.
Right. So it's not something you can change as such.
No, it's something you're born with, really.
Yeah.
If you've got a drier skin type or an oilier skin type. Although, of course, hormones, puberty increases it, menopause decreases it, so you get the dry, barrier impaired skin. Weather, heat, sweat exacerbates it. Medications can also cause differences in it. So you can see here this sebum gland producing, and did you know there's something like crazy, like 500 sebum glands in every centimetre square of skin?
That's crazy.
It is. So if you think you've got a lot of sebum, you know, if in your skin type,
then, it's
you know, there's a lot pumping out there. And the problem for us, I just thought this visual was so good because it just shows that if the surface of your pore is blocked, then that's what creates these infections. You can either get a blockage at the surface of the skin, which creates the blackhead, and the sebum meeting air goes through oxidization,
which is why you see the black,
and it goes black. Or it gets trapped underneath the surface of the skin and can get infected if there's bacteria, which is why cleansing, keeping the skin really clean, is important.
So important.
One, to get rid of bacteria, but also to take away all the dead skin cells, sweat, dirt, which causes the plug in the beginning.
It's really useful, I think, to see the diagram and explain. It's so expansive to see why it's so important to double cleanse and get rid of all the debris that's on the...
So we'll attach a copy of this to the bottom of the blog so you can sort of look in it a bit more detail rather than me just holding it mid-air. I thought that was a quite useful thing. So what the message is, I suppose, it's all about more managing.
Yes, I think so. I think rather than trying to stop it, because you're not going to.
No, and also it's actually really important. The whole point of it is it's there to moisturise our skin and hair. So it's got a really important role.
Yes, I think so.
So it's not trying to get rid of it.
No.
But it's just trying to manage the amount of it and make sure it doesn't get trapped anywhere.
Yes, it
that's
doesn't
what
get too out of control.
Exactly. So... how have you managed since growing up?
Well, I think if anybody else grew up in the 90s as well, they may remember, I don't know if you remember, Kath, the Clearasols and the Oxy 10s and those pads that you used to use to pop on your face, and almost, unless it was stinging, you didn't think it was working.
No.
So that was how I used to look after my skin and deal with oil, or how I thought I was looking after my skin. And they also smelled horrendous, didn't they? Very strong. And if anything, that was just making my oil situation worse.
Of course.
It was just upsetting my skin barrier and totally...
And of course there was nothing really else out there for us.
No.
And we were being told by the big marketing campaigns of these pharmaceutical products, in effect they were, that this was the solution. And of course it just... were loaded with alcohol and chemicals, would dry out your skin, make it flake. Then you're trying to cover flaky, inflamed...
or overproduce sebum, and then to compensate, your skin would be like, oh no, quick, more oil.
Exactly.
End up with more oil on your face.
It just didn't work, did it?
No, it didn't work.
So that was the biggest mistake, I think, growing up, was trying to deal with it without finding the right solution.
Yeah, definitely. I think using... sort of going on to natural skincare, I know your journey is more advanced than mine, but I've only really started using natural skincare in the past 5 years. And obviously it's massively accelerated since I've started working here and learning all about the natural ingredients, and I found that's really helped care for my oily skin
completely. That was it was so, as well as these horrible kind of solutions being out there when we were growing up, there was also no access really to any natural alternatives.
Yeah, that's true then.
So my biggest challenge at the sort of middle of my skincare journey was trying to find natural products that were going to be gentle on the skin but also perform well.
Yes.
So, and to know what to do with them. Yeah. It's an education, isn't it?
To know how to use them.
Knowing how to use them. So finding natural, gentle alternatives that were going to be powerful enough to keep my skin clean, to keep it hydrated, to not dry it out, and to basically a healthy glow.
Yeah, it's just been like an education, really, learning about those the things that can actually help without having to resort to these stripping blackhead removers and the Oxys and the Clearasols.
Exactly. So I suppose that's the point of our vlog today, is to talk a little bit about what you can do to achieve really good performance, which is healthy for your skin and the environment, of course. We like to support both. So maybe we can talk about our skin now, what we use and what are hints and tips and tricks for achieving the beautiful skin we've got today. I'm sure you'll agree.
So I suppose now I embrace my skin more. It's more, I don't try not to say greasy and shiny, more like glow.
Exactly.
A natural glow.
Dewy glow.
Yeah, and I'm not caking on makeup anymore. In fact, I barely wear any makeup day to day. Much more invested in my skincare. Much more conscious of what I'm putting on my skin and the benefits of it, really. I've become conscious of what I'm putting on my skin because I've seen the benefits.
Yes.
So before, when I would like slap on lots of makeup, now I find I don't need to put so much makeup on because my skin is in better condition.
Yeah.
The microbiome's there. I'm protecting the flora of my skin. And so I just find my makeup goes on easier and stays longer anyway. And my skin is naturally more regulated, so there's not so much oil to deal with. So I find my makeup lasts longer.
I completely agree with that. I'm really, having healthy skin means you want to show it off. Before, we were trying to hide it away.
Definitely.
That's a huge, massive change. If you've got healthy, glowing skin, you just want it to radiate and you don't want to slap loads of makeup on.
Exactly.
Agree entirely with that.
And I find tips, we were talking about what seems to help as well. I do find using a good primer. I've got an Ultra Glide primer at the moment, natural primer, and I find that really helps as well for my skincare, my primer, and then my makeup. Which I do wear makeup going out, so that's important that it does stay on on an evening out. And I find that really helps. And also using a setting spray. Yeah, that really helps to hold it in place so it's not slipping off my face halfway through the night. And I do find it quite useful to use our Spritz cleanser as a setting spray.
Oh, great.
So it's nice, moisturising, hydrating.
Like that. Like it. Yeah. I suppose, and also don't forget along the way, so I'm 50 now, well into my menopause years.
I'm 40.
Bex is sort of like 10 years behind me, but both of us are at the stage where we've had a lot of life behind us now, and is the education about being a healthier inside as well as outside, isn't it?
Yes, that's true, actually.
So for your skin, having a healthy diet, having sleep, hydrating properly, less stress, all has a big impact on how your skin performs. So in combination with a really good moisturising, natural cleansing face care regime, a daily regime, can produce a great results. Really
good. And that's just something I wouldn't have thought of as a teenager. Drinking water and having a healthy diet. I was trying to treat the problem sort of superficially, I suppose.
I mean, I remember thinking when I was in my corporate working life, early mornings, long commutes, stressful job, the bags I had under my eyes, I even contemplated surgery at one stage to think, how can I get rid of looking so tired the whole time? Okay. And it just shows the impact of just having more sleep has on your skin and
a less stressful lifestyle. Maybe
completely. So I know it's not easy necessarily to build those things in, but they do have quite powerful impact on how you look.
Yeah, and I know a mistake I used to make was thinking that I couldn't use oils on my skin. Because I used to think, my skin's already oily, why would I want to put more oil onto my skin? But I think what I'd done, if I had used oils, they would have been at the time the mainstream oils that you'd pick up, mainstream skincare, and probably full of synthetics that weren't helping my skin, staying on top, clogging my pores, not easily absorbed into my skin. So I found that now using oil, particularly the one for the combination skin, our Busy Bee oil, has really helped moisturise my oily skin without making it an oil slick.
Exactly. And I think another key thing that I've learned along the way is less is more.
Yes, that's a good point as well.
So, it's not about the way we were taught before with the big commercial skincare, massive pots, slap it on, use loads. But actually, when you have a really good premium natural ingredients, you just need a tiny bit. Yeah. And you don't want to be clogging your pores with lots of crap. You just want a little bit.
That's definitely, I found that too. When I first switched to natural products of any sort, I would find that I was naturally just putting too much on. And I mean, I didn't need to put that much on.
No.
But I was so used to using the more the creams that are filled with so many other things that they're more liquidy, just slipping off my fingers, and I'd find I needed more anyway to get the results or to feel that my skin was moisturised. Yes. Whereas with natural skincare, I really do feel that just with a little bit, I can already feel my skin is moisturised without being overladen with product.
Like the oil, it's a couple of drops.
Yeah,
that's it, isn't it? So that the less is more thing, I think. My tips, I think, for the open pore people, is the cleanse. Got to be the cleanse and the double cleanse. Yes. So like we said before from this diagram, the whole point of this is if you don't cleanse the surface of your skin, you get bacteria trapped in there and you get congested sebum.
Right.
So for me, got to cleanse every single day.
Yeah. So how do you do that, Kath?
Even if I'm tired, I'll never ever go to bed at night without doing a double cleanse. You know, no matter, because otherwise I've got the consequences of it and I don't want them.
So just literally swiping it over.
So I will, if I'm lazy, and we'll talk about soaps in a minute, but
yeah.
Normally, it doesn't take long. It's just habit. Habit is skincare, but if you want the results of lovely, healthy, glowing skin, do it. So for me, it's the double cleanse, the cleansing balm and the spritz. So
those were the two you'd pick, you think?
The two. If I had to pick two, so if I was going on a desert island,
right?
Oh my goodness, I couldn't. I'd have to go. That would be 1 and 2. These are what one and 2. It's not cheating because that would do it all. Then that would do it all. On holiday, I will just take these. I'll use the oil in a very luxurious way. Use that on my legs and everywhere.
Ooh.
I know. But if I just explain about because it's just so important, this cleansing of the skin. So if I explain physically what's happening with a cleansing balm, you're breaking down that layer, and we all know the oily skin type. At the end of the day, we've got a layer, haven't we?
Yeah.
It feels heavy on your skin.
It does.
You've got sweat, sebum, a lot of sebum. You've got dust, dirt, SPF, pollution. All of that is on the surface of the skin, so there's a lot to remove. And what the cleansing balm does is it breaks down the components of that, so you can wash it off. So
in a very gentle way.
In a gentle way, no drying, no alcohol, nothing. Gentle way. You get a massage, you get the therapeutics of the aromas. And then the most important for me, I'll never be without it, I won't even go on holiday without it, otherwise I'll have a breakout, is spritz. Because I don't just spritz this on, I use this as my double cleanser. So I'll put this on a pad and actually wipe it over to leave the surface of the pores completely clean. Because otherwise build up. Yeah. So that's what I do. And the nice thing about these is it's got the glycerin in, so they're really moisturising. No alcohol anywhere.
No. It's really great for drawing the moisture out of the air, isn't it?
But it also has witch hazel, which we know is great for the oily skin type. It's got natural acids in, which break down the dead skin cells on the surface of the skin and the oils. And it's also got a bit of yarrow, which is good for pore tightening. So love this. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
And nice and refreshing as well. I expect when you take it on your holidays. Nice little spritz.
In the summer, keep it in the fridge. It's really cool. In the heat waves.
Oh yeah, it was really handy during the heat waves. I loved a little spray.
After the gym, anytime when you're hot. That's my perfect. So I suppose if I was to say to you, if you were on the desert island, what two would you pick?
Two. Well, I would have to go. I've talked about this already, but I'd have to go for my Busy Bee oil. The oil. The oil. I love this oil. It's with the rose hip. I just find it so great for oily skin types.
Yeah, because that's a fast absorbing oil.
It is. It really is. It's one of the faster absorbing oils.
It won't sit and be sticky and greasy on the surface like some oils do. It really does.
It really does.
A couple of drops.
Yeah, it's lovely and hydrating, but it sinks in lovely. Yeah. And you've got the bit of added protection from the sun.
Yeah, the raspberry seed oil.
Yeah, the raspberry seed oil, and then you've got the little natural anti kind of aging, plumping action from the oils in here. So.
Smells really nice as well.
Does smell good.
There's a lot of flower oils in there.
I know. I'm not thinking of my second one now.
What are you going to go
for? I'm going to go for the coffee scrub. Probably because I love coffee.
Yes.
I find this is amazing. It gives me such a glow and really good for exfoliating my skin as well. Gently, it doesn't feel harsh. I think I was telling you the other day I use this 3 times a week, which is quite a lot maybe for a scrub. But I just find that it's gentle enough on my skin to use that much, and I just like the nice clean feeling that it gives.
It does make you. You know, when you're thinking about exfoliation, you can think about peels, which can often be quite harsh on the skin.
Yeah.
But something about a physical exfoliation, provided you're not overusing, just makes you feel so invigorated. It feels it's actually, I mean, it is actually doing something, but it makes you feel somehow awake,
it really
doesn't
does.
it?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So
using it on my skin.
Exfoliating is a big part of the kind of weekly regime, I think.
Yes, most people once or twice a week, maybe 3 times.
So perhaps we'll just talk briefly about the rest of the range so you can see what's involved. And if someone hasn't used the range before, Beck, What would you suggest to them?
The sample sizes? Yeah,
Yes.
go for their combination.
Have we got a whole kit?
Yes,
we have. What is in the kit, Beck?
Okay, I'll go through the kit. So the oil, obviously, that we've just gone through. And then we've got the spritz, like you said, great for the double cleanse and also for cooling down or at the gym, but I wouldn't know anything about the gym. But it is great in hot weather. Also comes with a handy instructions leaflet. So if you're new to double cleansing or using or following a skincare routine, then we've got some suggested ideas for you.
Yeah, it can be confusing, especially when you've got a lot of products, can't it, about what order, how to use them, and it can feel
a bit overwhelming. It can feel a little bit overwhelming if you're new to
so it's quite handy to have that little guide, I think.
It is. And then the cleansing balm, that's a great one. And then we've got a face cream as well. A nice face cream. I actually find that this is great on my drier areas,
right,
but a little tip which I've been doing as the weather's got a little bit cooler, I've been mixing my oil with my cream. So just to give me that little bit more of a barrier protection, just a bit more of a richer feel than just using the oil, but not as heavy as the cream, which might be a little bit too much for parts for my oily skin.
Exactly. So for the combination, the cream just adds a little bit more weight, a little bit more intensity to the hydration, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I'd really recommend either using the cream on the drier patches or give a go at having a mix, because I think that's worked really well. I've really enjoyed mixing them together.
Yeah, because the oily, using oils is a great way to not for open pores, because it just doesn't block up the pores. Isn't it? Absorbed.
That's right.
In.
Yeah, exactly.
Oily skin types will feel sometimes not to use an oil, but actually the oil's the one that's not going to cause the problem.
The oil's the one that goes right in, isn't it? It really. Exactly. Whereas you can feel with something heavier, might just be sitting on the top of your skin a little bit.
Exactly. And what does it come with then, Beck?
What have we got here? Oh, a soap as well. We haven't done the soap.
We haven't done soaps. No, we did mention it earlier.
Did we? So we've got this is in the kit as well.
That's in the kit.
Mini lavender and lime.
Nice. That's my favourite.
These are lovely, and these have been a revelation to me, I have to say.
Really?
But because before working here, and I was even very apprehensive when Kath recommended one to me, because I've never used a soap on my face before. It's just something I just never dream of. I don't, probably the soaps I've used in the past have felt quite harsh and dry. And I was thinking, soap's not really for the face, it's for the body.
Yeah.
So, but I really do get on with this. It's been really gentle on my skin. So you're right, Kath, of course, you know.
Of course. But I think for the combination, the lavender and lime is the perfect option.
Smells lovely.
Yeah, because you've got a little bit of, the sort of antibacterial nature and healing nature of the lavender, but if you've got more of the open and you want a little bit more of a hardcore soap, then the tea tree, rosemary and lavender is the one. And I cut mine up. Do you cut yours up?
I don't.
No. I just find it helps it last longer. Yeah. So I do cut it into
That's a
little
good idea.
sections.
That's a really good idea, to make them last. And I suppose I do love that one as well. That really leaves your skin with that squeaky clean feel as well, doesn't it? And that one, we do that one in a mini now as well.
Yeah.
Don't we? So actually, I should probably try that one in a mini with my lavender and lime.
Nice.
So use that one in the morning and that one in the evening.
Yeah, I'll use the lavender one in the shower all the time. I just love that. And I suppose we should mention what comes on. So all your kits come in this little lovely cotton bag, and with all your instructions. But we also have a little bit of an offer on the back of these. What is it?
I don't know. It's put me on the spot, isn't it? Never actually read the offer there. 10% off your first order.
So that's a nice little treat too.
So make sure you keep that.
Exactly. So that's the range, and that's our tips. The only thing we haven't covered, of course, is our hair and scalp. Have we?
No, because obviously the sebum affects your hair as well, doesn't it? Your scalp and your hair.
Exactly. Firstly, what's your hair and scalp type?
Okay, I would say my hair is completely different to yours, Kath, and my scalp type. I have very fine, thin, quite lank, very flyaway, lots of baby hairs going on, flyaway hair and easily greasy. Yeah,
it's flying away now.
It's flying over my face as always. So I used to wash my hair as a teenager twice a day.
Wow.
Because it was just so greasy, so I'd wash it in the morning when I got home. Now I do only wash it 3 times a week.
That's quite a change.
Yes, it is a big change. And I have found natural hair care really useful. So this is the Glossy B Shampoo Bar. I just find it doesn't weigh down my hair.
Okay.
I find that shampoos, like traditional scented shampoos, can be quite weighty on my already really like fine hair.
Yeah.
So I kind of want the body to stay in it.
Yeah.
And I find this, and it cleans really well.
Yeah.
So I find that I only need to use this one three times a week, not every day. And think a conditioner, not so much. I don't really need to use a conditioner.
That's going to weigh it down, isn't it?
That's going to weigh it down a little bit. And obviously being greasy, I just find that it doesn't need that extra hydration. But saying that, I do like to use the Glossy B conditioner. That's why it lasts me absolutely ages, because I only use it if I'm going out on the ends of my hair. Particularly useful if I'm going to be using any heat. So for going out in the evenings, I might want to, I blow dry my hair, whereas I wouldn't normally at all, and maybe straighten it, and then I find that the conditioner on the ends just gives it that little bit of hydration that it needs to stop the ends getting brittle. But I know your hair is, well, I'm well jealous of your hair. You've got thick hair, Kath. You've got lovely thick hair.
There's too much of it. There's just too much of it.
So tell me about yours, because I know it's so different from mine.
Yeah, they're so thick. The poor sebum can't even get through all of my hair. So my hair's fine, and in fact, I actually need the Queen Bee shampoo.
Yes, the different one,
because that's got the shea in, and that just is an extra bit of weight just
lovely
to help
and
it keep
creamy.
under control. Otherwise, it's out here. But I have the scalp problem, so I've got scalp prone to dandruff and itching.
Yeah,
because that build up of sebum on it.
Right. Okay.
So I find that I use the Shiny Bee hair and scalp oil.
So you put oil on.
And that just really helps reduce the inflammation, the itching, break down the sebum. I'm not sure if I have a build-up of that yeast from having too much sebum that creates the itch.
Okay, yeah.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
So I use this, and you just sort of massage it into the scalp, wrap it up in a towel, leave it for an hour, or sometimes you could leave it overnight.
Nice overnight treatment.
Yeah, really in, and then wash it out in the morning when it's hair wash day.
Yeah.
It smells divine. It's got all the real hard hitters for scalp problems. Peppermint, rosemary,
nice.
lavender, all those lovely ones. But another little observation I had this holiday, and I don't know if anyone listening has had this, I found that swimming in the sea seemed to help after this holiday.
Oh, that's an interesting one, isn't it?
Do you think the salt?
Yeah, maybe the natural. Yeah, it's like, because I mean, you have a lot of these scrubs now, don't you, with like salt in?
Yeah, well, we were thinking we were starting to develop an exfoliator for the scalp, weren't we, with salt,
like Himalayan salt.
Exactly. So I did find it helped. So maybe that's something to continue developing.
Or maybe like rinsing with a salt water.
Or rinsing with a salt water, we don't know. But that's something we'll continue
maybe somebody might have tried
it.
Yeah,
if you know, or if you find salt helps your itchy scalp, do let us know.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I thought that was quite an interesting tip. But have we got any other tips that we've left out that we can help with our skin, hair or scalp from the sebum richness?
Oh, I do.
Oh, what is it then? Tell us.
You probably know because you've heard me talk about it so many times, but it's my silk pillowcase. I think I might have even told some of our customers about how much I love it, but I find it's been really great for my hair as well and for my skin. Yeah. I suffer from a few breakouts still around my, I don't know if you can see, around my jaw and under my chin, and I found this it's a Sylvie silk pillowcase has really helped with clearing that up. It's contains silver ions. If anybody wants the link, or we'll include it underneath the vlog, to buy it, I really would recommend it. I think the silver naturally combats the bacteria.
Naturally antibacterial, isn't it?
Yeah, combats the bacteria that's often still on your face even when you've cleaned. And so I found that's been really useful. And anyone that knows me knows how much I love to sleep. I'm always sleeping, and so with lots of sleep, I used to wake up with marks on my face or a little bit crepey. So I found that the silk pillowcase has really helped with that.
They do. Oh,
so that would be a tip.
Yeah, nice tip.
Yeah.
And if you've got any tips on how you've found solutions with your kind of oil-rich skin, then do share on the comments below, because we do like to share and support in our community.
Different ages. It's interesting to know as well, isn't it? Because I'm 40, and you're 50.
10 years older.
Just not reminding you. But it's interesting how skin changes.
But from young to old, whether you're going through those initial challenges that we went through when we were young, or whether you're in the other stage of your life when you're going through menopausal changes, hopefully you'll benefit from some of our tips and our experiences. That's the whole point of these. So if someone's got a question or query, what should they do, Becca?
Oh, just get in touch, because I love reading these emails and messages. So please just let us know what you thought of the vlog, and any questions about skin or anything really. Please just hit reply to this to the email, to the vlog. There'll be a reply, or just send us an email, send us a message on socials, just send us anything on Insta.
We'll be more than happy to help. Really, if we don't know the answer,
we look it up, we'll research.
We'll find it out.
But we do love to hear from you, don't we?
We do. It's an interactive community, and we do like to help each other and support and empower women. So any way we can do that, that's what we're going to do.
And I would like to hear about anyone else's challenges.
Definitely.
With
sharing is caring.
Or dry skin. That'd be interesting as well, because
if you've
that's something that we haven't experienced.
Maybe we'll do the next one, and maybe we'll have a guest who has got dry skin, who can really help, because there's nothing like personal experience.
No, exactly. No.
So I think that's a wrap for today. I hope you've enjoyed our very first vlog. I think we're going to try and do more.
Yeah.
Hope
I've enjoyed it. It's been a nice chat.
Tell us below if you've enjoyed it and you want to hear more of these, because we'll put them all on YouTube, so they'll be easily accessible, and on the website. And any other subjects you want us to cover, because there's lots to be. Oh
my God, there could be so many. Well, you know me, I can talk about anything.
I know. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll catch up again with you soon. Take care. Bye.